8 celebrities, but one must go. This is the day they've all been dreading. It's Nominations Day. It's day 7 in the Big Brother house. The housemates have been asked to gather on the sofas for the nominations. Yesterday, Jermaine decided to leave Big Brother. As a result, Jackie is now able to nominate and is eligible for nomination herself.
Now, what's this all about?
Now we go in there and we nominate.
In front of everybody who we don't like?
No, we go and we slag each other off.
Privately.
Go in there, yeah.
It's only on the outside world.
Just one at a time. Because I like everybody.
Come to the diary room.
12:30 p.m.
It's Friday.
God, is there anything you're not going to bloody whinge about?
Well, that, yeah, I want to get out
What makes
of
you
it.
happy?
It's getting out of here.
Earlier in the week, the housemates failed the medieval task. Big Brother told them that if they'd have passed the task, they would have received a reward which would fulfil their wildest dreams. Bez is first to be called to the diary room.
Bez, please could you give the name of your first nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
My first nominations would be Jackie, and the reason for it, for the upset she caused Bridget, and the upset it caused all the house and all the commotion and the near riot, and the fact that we lost our wildest dreams through it. I quite enjoyed all the upset, but I'm just thinking of other people really, and I just don't want you getting any good stories out of Bridget's upset, and just think it's not on really. And we don't want Sylvester Stallone coming over the wall with his first blood and that, setting traps all over the house for us housemates to fall into.
Now could you give the name of your second nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
And my second nomination has got to be John, because he's not really took part in any of the tasks with any enthusiasm, and he also cost me my wildest dreams, so I hate it when my wildest dreams are all being thrown into commotion. I want my wildest dreams. I would have been really interested to find out what our wildest dreams might have been. And I got a funny feeling it might have been a bottle of spirits or something like that, or something off the top shelf, something good to drink at night. That would have been my wildest dreams in there anyway. It would have made spin the bottle that more interesting, and any other games what we might have come up with.
Finally, can you please confirm the names of the 2 people you have chosen to nominate?
The 2 J's, Jackie and John.
Thank you, Bez. You may leave the diary room.
Okay, thank you very much. Bye.
Because, Jackie, if you want to know, you're interviewed by the presenter, then you leave. And you have to stay till the 25th because they want you for the final. Just, you know, to well done, you're great.
This is Big Brother. Would Brigitte come to the diary room?
Go, baby. Go, baby. Go, baby.
Come on, Brigitte.
So we can nominate anyone, yeah. We can nominate anyone. All right, cool.
Hello, Big Bro.
Brigitte,
Yes.
please could you give the name of your first nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
Yes, my first nomination goes to John. Goes to John because of his very sad behavior the 3 days we were had certain important tasks, and he was striking against Big Brother, and which actually hurt us and did not fulfill one task, completely ignored us. And because even though he's at often fun, he's very, very rude, and he's often insulting people. The way he talks to people, saying we're disgusting or we are gross, and because I probably think he forgot to look himself in the mirror. And I know that he had gone to Jermaine and basically saying that we were all pigs. And actually it makes me laugh. We are all pigs. And Jermaine was the only clever housemate in the house.
Now could you give the name of your second nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
I certainly can. My second nomination goes to Jacqueline, simply because She's a woman that I last saw 20 years ago, and I don't think it's correct of Big Brother having brought in family members from the past. It makes me feel uncomfortable, and I nominate her, hoping to stay in the house and have a more serene time.
Thank you, Brigitte. You may leave the diary room.
And then you had to climb up, you had to actually jump. This was actually quite dangerous, jump from one roof to the other, which would have probably broken your legs if you fallen down.
But they loved it, though, the girls.
A few bottles of Scrumpy from Somerset.
Did the girls that come over to your quarters?
No. Quality, though.
This is Big Brother. With Caprice, come to the diary room.
Okay.
Did they suss any of that out, do you think?
Please could you give the name of your first nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
Okay, my first nomination is John. And there's so many different reasons. One, he really, really, really wants to leave. But two, I mean, obviously he insults everyone and he has bad energy and all that stuff. But, you know, initially he was driving me crazy, and and I screamed at him a few times because he said really, really hurtful, insulting things. But then after we had a talk with him, and we just said, you know what, you really are being hurtful, and it kind of sunk in, and then he started to be not a pleasure, that's not the right word, but he started to be a bit, you know, he was a lot nicer, and he was quite entertaining. And also John with his snots. Ew, it's just gross. We were at breakfast the other day, and he had snots coming out with those blisters all over his nose. Ew. It was just a bit wrong.
Now could you give the name of your second nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
Well, the second one is is Jackie. Even though I like her. I mean, I find her to be incredibly entertaining. But she just can't hack it. I can't wait for the task today. Whoa, if we think John is bad, oh boy. And the thing is I think Jackie she just doesn't, you know, she'll just refuse, and then we'll lose the task. So she doesn't really bat for the team, so to speak.
Thank you, Caprice. You may leave the diary room.
Okay.
It's 12:58 and the housemates have been nominating for 28 minutes. So far, Jackie and John are the only ones that have been nominated, and both have 3 votes each. Jackie is next to be called into the diary room.
You'd be going out to visit the Queen.
Yeah. The Queen, you have to make her up in your mind.
Okay. None of you have to worry about me. I like you all.
I love it.
That's how much I like Paul.
Quality.
Paul. That's how much I like playing Paul. I absolutely love it.
Oh, it's cold in here. Okay, let's go.
Jackie, shortly Big Brother is going to ask you to nominate 2 housemates for eviction. You will need to give Big Brother 2 names of the people you want to nominate and the reasons why you'd like to nominate them. Do you understand?
Oh, I understand.
Jackie.
What?
Please could you give the name of your first nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
I like them all. I hate to disappoint you, but I like them all, and I feel... So that's a bad... It's not nice to ask me that because I see nothing wrong with any of them. I haven't been around them long enough to find anything wrong with them.
Jackie, Big Brother isn't asking you to evict anyone. Big Brother is asking you for a name of someone you'd like to nominate for possible eviction.
I couldn't do it because I like them all. I'll tell you who I'd like to evict if it's possible. Big Brother. Because he has no imagination. I think he thrives on seeing people, you know, distraught and frustrated. He offers nothing. I feel as though he should be evicted from this planet. If anyone does the least, it's me. Why? I can't find my eyebrow pencil. I can't find my glasses. I can't find anything. I haven't gone to the toilet since I've been here. If anything, I mean... I've added nothing because I'm totally disoriented here. Normally, I thought I could bring this whole thing up. I could survive it. I was positive I could. I mean, I've never had a situation I couldn't survive. I've been in the Middle East, I mean, against terrorists and survived. But here, I mean, there's nothing to survive. I mean, I'm trying to survive myself.
Jackie, Big Brother is asking you to pick the 2 people that you least want to live with in the house.
Want to live with? Okay, oh, I can say that, the least. The fellow who can't speak English properly. His thumbs are a little bit crooked and he speaks English as some part of outside of English, blah, blah, blah. You have to ask him twice to repeat. I don't know what the hell he's saying. I think he contributes very little. So I would put him on the list. I don't even know his name. And actually, the tall, handsome one, who really, well, he don't seem to want to get involved either. So I don't think they enhance the show. One has to learn how to speak better English, that's for sure, and get a better set of false teeth. That's kind of a turn-off with me. I hope maybe somebody in the audience, a nice, kind dentist, will offer to give him some porcelain veneers for nothing. And the other one seems to be just killing time as time goes by, and reminds me sort of like a Beverly Hills gigolo. I see so much of them.
1:31 p.m. Housemates have been nominating for the past 1 hour and 1 minute. So far, Bez and Jeremy have received 1 nomination each. Jackie and John have received 3 nominations.
This is Big Brother. Would Jeremy come to the diary room?
How do you fire people that basically don't bother you?
Yeah.
I said, if anyone should be fired, it should be me. I said, because I contribute nothing, I can't, and I don't feel like it either.
Jeremy.
Oh, Jesus, turn that down.
Please could you give the name of your first nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
My first nomination is Jackie, because, as you know, I think it's an outrage that she's in here in the first place because it deals with people's personal lives, and she's not really going to contribute anything. You know, even making her own tea or toast or, you know, anything, or the wiping her. So she thinks that it's quite funny. It is quite funny. What was it? When she caught in the shower yesterday or something. Oh, there's a lot of washing up. You better get on with it quick. You know, like, I'm here, like, I'm the washer-upper because she see me washing up, so she thinks that that's what I do. And you know, we've all got jobs to run round in the house and look after her. I don't think she would ever do anything. She's just going to be dead weight in the house. And she ain't even that funny. You know, I thought she'd be a bit, like, more wacky and, you know, and which would be a laugh. But she just sits there. A bit dull. To be fair, she's slept, hasn't she, the entire time? I don't know, really, no. Getting out of her chair, even. Can't get out much. She's lying there. Oh, I need to get up. Someone come and get me up. What? Get up. Get up. You've got legs. Yeah, my second nomination is Lisa. I think she's lovely, but in terms of the group, she gets stressed and she gets really ratty and she bites people's heads off and be dismissive. And not for me personally, I can handle it. She very rarely does it with me, but I've noticed it with other people, and I know that's a bit of a cop-out, but it isn't actually physically isn't with me. If it was with me, I would snap back because I don't take that, you know. But I think maybe she knows that. I don't know, because I hate bad manners and was really bossy as the Queen. Oh, my Lord. I didn't like her then. Tell you that for nothing.
Finally, can you please confirm the names of the 2 people you have chosen to nominate?
Yes, Jackie and Lisa.
Either Lisa says he left his
Good mate for you,
never
John.
picked up a tab in his life.
That was quick, good.
All good, bruv. I like the timing situation. Nice.
Yeah, that was good.
I didn't.
That was spot on.
Were you just like...
Yeah,
quality, bruv.
that was
Quality.
spot on.
This is Big Brother. Could John come to the diary room?
That's basically what you're thinking. We all know that.
Big Brother wants us.
At least turn the volume down when they call
Well,
us.
you've
'cause it
got
makes
to
me
fire
jump.
somebody.
Yeah,
Because
I
turned the
Big
volume down on the
Brother and
speaker in there.
myself
Wicked.
didn't tell
You
me
can turn it
that.
up and down this.
I said, you didn't tell me specifically that in 48 hours I had to make up a decision.
John.
Yes.
Please could you give the name of your first nomination?
First nomination is Bez. Nothing wrong with him, but I just wonder from what planet he comes from. It's or what galaxy. I've rarely met anyone with less intelligence inside his head. He hasn't uttered a memorable phrase, not a memorable saying. Nothing he's done that gives you pleasure to be with him or anything. There's nothing wrong with him. He's not wicked, he's not evil. He seems a very, very simple lad. And there's nothing harm with that. Good God, you don't want all bright sparks and everything like that. But he's boring and he's yawning and... Well, you can't imagine having to live with Bez for any period of time. And probably the worst thing is that his laughter the whole time. That'll live with me from Big Brother is the laughter of Bez. 3 laughs at the end of every sentence he ever gives. And there's not much of a sentence there. So it has to be Bez. There's nothing wrong with him. But he just is, he's not very bright.
Now, could you give the name of your second nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
Well, the fellas out there will die, but I'm putting Caprice up as my second one. Let's go the positives first. You've got a body to die for, literally, absolutely honed in its perfection. The problem is with Caprice that I know no more about her now than when I came in the house, was it 6 days ago, whatever it was. Absolutely nothing. Caprice is a cash register. It's Caprice Limited. Every time when she's joining in a game, she's all animated and joyful because she knows the public like that. They expect it of her. The look she gives and everything is wrapped up in Caprice. Totally selfish, of course, but then so are most of them in here, absolutely wrapped up in themselves, so there's no difference there. And if you think of who you would like to make love to of the 3 available women, Lisa, a nice bit of fun and this, that and the other. Brigitte would take you on a journey around the world, etc. I would at least like to make love to Caprice. Now, any man out there would say, we've got something wrong with him. Perfect body, perfect breasts, everything like that. But cold, calculating, inanimate, so wrapped up in herself beyond credibility and beyond belief that, unfortunately, I just don't know who Caprice is.
Exactly. That's why I look like. And if they don't like it, guess what? Butt off. That's my answer. That's my answer. They're getting a lot of wisdom for nothing. Yeah.
This is Big Brother. Would Kenzie come to the diary room?
Have fun. That's what bugs me when the club's empty and they make you queue up.
A few girls. It's all good.
Big Brother requests that housemates remove their hats in the diary room.
Could you turn some heating on in there, please? Oh, yeah, cool, whatever, cool. No problems.
Kenzie, please could you give the name of your first nomination and explain your reasons for this nomination?
The first nomination is John, because I feel he doesn't really pull his weight, and some of his views I don't really agree with. He tries to wash up, but he don't even do that properly. The only thing I kind of know for is making the tea. And that just ain't really cutting it. I know I don't do that much, but I make an effort to try and do everything, all the little bits, and I just don't feel he pulls his weight. I feel he's quite sexist when he said, I don't know if it's true or not, but it probably is, when he said he put his wife in economy and went club class. It's just not that, man. You've got to have respect for women still. My second nomination is Jackie. I feel because... fair enough, she's old, but she feels like I don't know what life she's come from. Obviously, she's come from a multi-million mansion. That's not where I've come from. And I don't walk around thinking, yeah, I need to be served, I need this, I need that. And just, I think she feels like we owe her something. We need to do this because she is who she is, and I don't feel that at all. So actually, it's not that at all, man. I'm not going to run around after someone just because they've come from a multi-million-dollar mansion in LA. Do you know what I mean? I'm treating everyone the same, regardless of their background.
You say this housemate feels like you owe her something. What do you mean by this?
I don't know, just by the way she kind of walks in and she's like, oh, I've come from a multi-million-dollar mansion in Malibu, and this sofa's so hard, I'm used to a £6,000 sofa. Oh, this bed is disgusting. My bed's worth £1 million, and it's, you know what I mean? It's just like, get over it, man. Do you know what I mean? How do you feel that you have to deal with a different situation for once in your life, man?
Holby Casualty and doctors. Yeah. So I knew at the end, when there were 2 people from Casualty left and me, there was no way they were not going to vote me out because they're mates.
Jackie now has 5 nominations. John has 4, Bez has 2, and Caprice, Jeremy and Lisa all have 1 nomination each. Lisa, makes the final nomination.
This is Big Brother. Would Lisa come to the diary room?
Give me a couple of hours, guys.
I have my quiet moments.
No, you've been quiet the whole time.
Sometimes
more or
I'm
less.
quiet.
I've been pretty quiet, I think. Yeah, I've been quiet.
We all have our little moments, don't we, every now and again?
Hello. My first nomination is John. I'm still a little bit upset with him for his lack of participation with us as a group when we had our medieval task. It was hard for all of us to get dressed in those outfits and abide by the rules and, you know, concentrate on the day. And I know it wasn't personal to us, his lack of wanting to get involved or speak, but it really upset me. And I couldn't help but take it personal. And also he's only got one level of speaking voice, which is booming. So after a couple of days, it'd be nice to maybe be a bit quiet around here. My second nomination is Jackie. She came like 4 or so days in, and we've already got our thing going on. And I really like the people I'm in here with. You know, we've all got to know each other and sort of, you know, understand each other's quirks and our ways. And I think it's going to be hard for her to catch up on that. Not that I don't find her fascinating. I'd like to spend time talking to her, and boy, can she talk. Jackie has obviously had plastic surgery, clearly. I don't think she'll deny that. I've yet to ask her, but I'm sure she's not going to deny it. I believe she was or still is married to a plastic surgeon. Hey, don't bring your work home. But the thing that gets me about plastic surgery is people who have had it, and it's generally women, you don't look any younger. You just look like you've had plastic surgery. And to me, it looks like she's had a lot of work done. I'd like to have seen what she'd look like without it, but obviously that's never going to happen. Well, I'd like to clearly state that I'm not nominating her because she's had plastic surgery. I'm nominating her because she's the last to arrive, and therefore I think should be the first to leave.
This man was a legend, he was a god.
No,
Bez.
no.
I'd be there, I was in the crowd.
With the final vote cast, Jackie and John have received the most nominations and face public eviction. This time, 2 housemates are up for eviction. Who stays? You decide. To save Jackie, call 090 1132 33 04 or text Jackie to 84444. To save John, call 090 1132 33 06 or text John to 84444.